So I have a Bricklink package here. This is actually the first of 7 packages. I should get them all this week. This is actually Wednesday, and I did all these orders super early on Monday, but everybody was very fast. This is actually the biggest order, and what I'm doing with this and these other orders and some pieces that I actually have, I'm making a mosaic from this picture. And there are some software packages that let you do mosaics. I didn't necessarily like any of them all that much, or at least not enough to really want to use, so I decided to write my own. And so this is the rendered mosaic. I've got little lines to separate out each, little lines for each stud, so that's why there's that bluish tint to all this. But this is what I'm going to work from to make this mosaic, and so I've been ordering pieces to do this. And I'm going to do this with a combination of tiles, plates, and bricks. So this is actually not just going to be a flat mosaic, it's going to actually be multi-level, so that things that are closer to the camera are going to stick out a little bit. And this is going to be very large. This is 128 by 72 studs, so this is going to be a meter, a little over a meter wide. This is going to be the same size as my cribbage board, which is going to be very large. The idea is that this is going to be suitable for framing. Now, maybe it's silly to make my first mosaic something this large, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, I've got this pixelated here so that I can figure out the colors at each stud, but I also decided that I wanted to make some changes in here, and instead of trying to edit this and fiddle with the actual file, because these aren't individual pixels on here, I guess I could make it individual pixels, save it as an image, edit the image each pixel by pixel, but that seemed a little excessive. So this may seem a little excessive too, but what I did was I put together some engineering paper here. So right now I have drawn in where the boundaries for the sky is, the background sky. There's going to be, and positions of stars, and whether they're bright, medium, or faint. I may do that in white, light gray, and dark gray, or something like that. And then I have the telescope dome here and the building, and so I'll have to do some more drawing on here. But this is kind of going to help me out how to lay this out. Now I have kind of a prototype of some software that will actually do the tiling in here, but there's a lot of color variations in here, and again I'm probably going to do some modifications as I put this together. Also, with the tiling, I want to I'm also given the color palette that I wanted to use. I tried to get that down to colors that are inexpensive, but of course some pieces are more expensive than others when you get them on Bricklink. So sometimes you want to use, it's okay to use a lot of 1x1 pieces, which is what people normally do in mosaics, but that's usually not the most cost-effective thing to do if you have a larger space to fill. And so this is going to be a mix of different sizes of bricks with kind of a focus on emphasizing the inexpensive sizes, which oftentimes turns out to be 2x2s, which are very often sometimes they're the same price as a 1x1, and then you only need 1 2x2 as opposed to 4 1x1s. So let's go ahead and open this package. I've already gotten rid of the label here to protect the guilty. Okay, so this is the one that has, these are pieces that definitely the ones that I haven't been using so far, which are, these are the medium dark flesh color, or I think these are medium nougat or something like that in Lego parlance. And so I got a bunch of 2x2 bricks, 1x2 bricks, and I got those from this particular seller, and the 1x1 bricks. Those are going to be used on the building, and so the building sticks out the most in the picture, so those are all going to be the highest. I've got some of these 1x1 dark green tiles. Off on one corner of the image there's a little bit of foliage in the background, so I'll probably make those green. And then I bought, I'm still buying a bunch of these 8x16 lavender plates because they're reasonably inexpensive. And probably what I'm going to do on this is I need to make, for the backing for this, two layers of plates. And I don't want to use the regular base plates. They're pretty flimsy. Even if I put a layer on those, I think those are going to be a little too flimsy for what I want. So I'm probably going to use some combination of 16x16s and 8x16s to build up 2 layers of plates, and then put everything else on top of it. So I've got to kind of experiment with that to see how well that's going to work. So this process may take a while since I've never done this, but I'm definitely looking forward to it, and it's going to be cool once this gets done, and this will where this will be hanging once it's done. Okay, so I tried to make a base here with basically 3 layers of plates, so putting 16x16 plates on the back, and then a layer of 8x16s, and then another layer of 16x16s. And I didn't like it. One problem with the plates is that they're still flexible enough that these things, I mean, they will stick, they will stay, but not as well as maybe one would like them. And I decided to take advantage of the fact that I have been stocking up on, basically on bulk, 2x4 and 2x6 reddish brown bricks. And I realized, well, why don't I put down a layer of these 8x16s, and then put a layer of 2x6 reddish browns, and then another layer of 8x16 lavenders on top. And that seems to be, just based on the experimentation here, that seems to be a little better option, because the 2x6s add a lot of stiffness. I probably could have done this with 2x4s as well. I just happen to have a lot of 2x6s. To save a little bit of weight and to save a little bit of money, I left gaps here in between. I probably could have done more of that, but I wasn't quite sure. And I just wanted to make sure that this thing is going to be solid, because this is going to be on display. Hopefully this is going to be hanging on a wall, although this is getting fairly heavy, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm kind of worrying about that later, how this is going to be displayed. Right now I'm just trying to get it built. So that's the framework. I'm going to put 8x16s on the top layer here, and then I can start thinking about doing the actual mosaic. And the one oddity here is these are all 2x6s, but because things didn't work out exactly even, I have one 2x4 reddish brown brick. So there are 10 rows of 65 of the reddish brown 2x6s, and then there's this row done horizontally here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, plus the single 2x4. So figure 10 times 65, 650. So we're a little over 670 of these 2x6 bricks. So yeah, I think overall, no matter what I was going to do, the this backing structure is going to be kind of expensive anyway. Okay, so I did stiffen up the bottom a little bit with replacing 12 of the 8x16s with 6 16x16s, which I happen to have on hand. And now I have a blank canvas for the mosaic. I've left the one stud overlap there for some kind of a border. This is very stiff. This is and kind of heavy, but that's going to make for a very, very good platform for this mosaic. So I ended up getting the rest of my Bricklink packages before I had a chance to edit and upload this video, so I thought I might as well put those in here as well. That's one thing. I ordered these pre-dawn Monday morning, and I had all but one package by Thursday, and then I got the last one today on Friday. So a lot of quick service there. So this one here, this is from Idaho. Now this includes some 16x16 plates that won't be directly used in this project, but I've used up so many of my large plates making the background, making the canvas for this, that I needed to restock. But these are the pieces, the light tan pieces, well, regular tan, brick yellow pieces that I need for the mosaic. Again, I want to keep these orders separated so that I can double check them. This one is from California. Some more tan pieces. Some freebies. Oh, I can put this on this. The seller here is the Brick guys. I bought from them before. Some dark tan and dark bluish gray, and so that's a lot of this will go into the for the building. Now I already had some of these for some other projects, but I wanted to make sure to keep. I don't want to run out of stuff for my accidentally run out of stuff for my other projects in case I want to work on those as well. This is from Florida. This is another place that I bought from several times, and again I picked up some large plates from them because they had them. Unfortunately, this seller is going out of business soon, so not much need to advertise them. But I wanted to get these pieces, and then I got a few dark tan pieces for them. So not as much specifically for this project, but large plates to replenish my supply of plates. This is from Washington. This is from a seller that I've never used before. Again, some more large plates, but a lot of small gray plate, light bluish gray plates here. Some dark tan, small pieces, and some light tan, more light bluish gray, and then these are the red or bright red 1x1 plates that are going to go in the middle of the dome there where the inside red light is on. Say cheese slope. This is from Texas. This is another seller that I've using for the first time. And here, this was basically for some 2x2s 2x2 dark gray bricks and 2x2 dark tan and dark bluish gray. Again, I already had some of these, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't accidentally use them up. And also, then here's a few dark tan 1x1s. And finally, this is another one from California. Some more dark tan 2x2s and dark gray 2x2s. I think what I did there, actually, yeah, I remember this now. There were two places that I got dark tan 2x2s, dark gray 2x2s, and the dark tan 1x1s, and that was just because one of them had a better price than the other one, but they didn't have enough, so I basically got different quantities of the same stuff from the two different places. So that's that. And you've already seen the canvas, so hopefully next time I have an update on this, I'll actually have some parts of the mosaic filled in.